Larry Merchant.
Chris Robinson, how are you?
Good, buddy. You're my go-to man in boxing, and I'm hoping you might have caught the Victor Ortiz fight tonight.
I did.
I always like to touch base with you after a big fight. Just curious, what did you think of the fight?
Well, it was a hell of a good fight until it ended. I don't, I guess we'll all have to see the X-rays about what happened to Ortiz. Apparently he claimed he had a broken jaw. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. What do you know?
What I know, I just saw the fight. I thought it was really a back and forth fight, kind of type, almost an even fight. Ortiz,
He was ahead on all the scorecards.
he was definitely.
And I thought he was. I think he was, and I thought he was ahead. But I don't know what happened. I mean, he claimed a broken jaw. Was that it?
Yeah, he said it was a broken jaw, and I've been interviewing a few people. I talked to Mikey Garcia, the featherweight contender, and I talked to Erzandi Lara, the Cuban southpaw. They're all saying, "Hey, Ortiz quit again." I mean, what are your thoughts just on the back?
Well, look. Ortiz manages to make the worst of a bad situation.
Right.
And he opens himself up for this kind of criticism. I mean, that's why I say you have to go to the X-rays. I mean, maybe it's a badly broken jaw, and if it isn't, then he's got a lot to answer for.
Right.
I've seen situations, sort of similar, but at the same time, there have been fights where fighters have fought through the injuries and the pain to get to the end. Unless you know how bad it is or not, you can't really reach a full judgment, but by the standards of boxing, which are different standards than anything else, in terms of your ability to fight through adversity and pain and sometimes injuries.
Gotcha.
It leaves a lot of questions open.
Gotcha. Thank you. Now, I was going to ask, if Ortiz won, he was going to be in line for the September 15th date with Sal Alvarez. That fight, obviously, probably not going to go through. It was interesting because that was a Golden Boy pay-per-view on the same night. Top Rank had their pay-per-view.
Well, that seems to, these things tend to resolve themselves, and I think this one is resolved in the ring.
Okay.
I don't know. You would have to say that Canelo has had some bad luck in all of this. He wanted to fight Williams. He wanted to fight Cookland. He wanted to fight Ortiz. All, these are all good fighters.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can see now on the calendar is that maybe they wait for the outcome of the Brundage-Spinks fight.
Mm-hmm.
And if Brundage wins, they could put him in with Canelo, but I don't know that that's a pay-per-view event.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think they could try to, even if it's Brundage or like say the Cuban Erzandi Lara, do you think it's not going to match up to the Chavez-Martinez pay-per-view in terms of star appeal? Do you think they would try to move the Canelo date, or what do you think Golden Boy does from here?
I really don't know. Maybe it becomes an on-air show.
Okay.
Maybe they want to put it on the same date, still the same date in an on-air show. I have no idea.
All right.
Bundage is the obvious guy, but there's no guarantee he's going to beat Spinks.
You're right. And go ahead. Sorry. Excuse me.
No, so it seems like the worst thing that can happen is that you get scheduled to fight Canelo. Bad things happen to you if you're in the ring, and bad things are now happening outside the ring.
Right. And last question I was going to ask, what about Victor Ortiz? He's still a young guy, 25 years old. He's rebuilt himself before, but this is a damaging blow. Where does he go from here?
Well, unless it proves that this was a serious injury, I don't know how he can recapture the fans, the confidence and faith of the boxing world as an elite fighter. I mean, he was a drama king, but this is, this is another loss, but, losses are, I mean, it's another, let's put it this way, this is another guy he can have a rematch with, in addition to Berto and Maidana.
Gotcha.
But he's going to have to convince people that he's got the mentality of a real serious fighter. But again, as I said at the start of this conversation, maybe the X-rays show that he's got a shattered jaw. I don't know. But he was fighting a tough fight. He was ahead. And then all of a sudden it's over. So it's all, it's very much like him to end these bad situations on a puzzling note. And I don't have any more. I don't have any answers. You leave me with more questions than answers.
Gotcha. Thank you, Larry.